Welcome to the Cornerstone, the podcast where we help professionals and business owners build stronger foundations for their firms. Today, we are talking about a topic that keeps many AEC leaders awake at night: how to build resilient businesses in volatile markets. With macroeconomic uncertainty shifting material costs, interest rates, and client demand, the question is no longer if disruption will come, but when. Let us explore 3 practical strategies to help you stay steady when the market shakes. First, let us talk about diversification beyond your core project types. Many firms in the architecture, engineering, and construction industry rely heavily on one sector, such as residential or commercial. When that sector slows down, the entire pipeline dries up. Consider a general contractor who traditionally builds only luxury homes. During a market downturn, luxury construction often halts first. However, that same contractor could pivot to light commercial renovations, tenant improvements, or even infrastructure maintenance work. By diversifying your client mix and project scales, you reduce the impact of any single market shift. Start by mapping your current revenue sources and identifying one adjacent sector where your skills transfer easily. Second, adopt an adaptive workforce model. In volatile markets, permanent headcount can become a fixed liability when projects disappear. The alternative is not to avoid hiring, but to build a flexible talent ecosystem. For example, an interior design firm facing an uncertain pipeline might keep a core team of senior designers and project managers, then use offshore outsourcing partners like ADDMORE Services to handle production drafting, 3D rendering, and construction documentation during peak periods. When project flow slows, you scale down the outsourced support without layoffs or morale issues. This model protects your core team, while allowing you to chase opportunities without fear of overstaffing. Many subcontractors we work with now keep a 30% variable workforce through trusted outsourcing partners. Maximize your project's potential. Opt for outsourcing professional technical services you require, and stay ahead of the competition. For more information, just email us at outsource@addmoreservices.com. Follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Third, implement contingency planning for fluctuating project pipelines. Resilient firms do not just react to change, they anticipate it. Create a living document that outlines 3 scenarios: a best case with a full pipeline, a base case with moderate slowdown, and a worst case with a 50% reduction in new contracts. For each scenario, define specific triggers and actions. For instance, if your backlog drops below 4 months of work, that trigger might activate a freeze on non-essential software subscriptions, a shift to shorter-term project bids, or a temporary increase in outsourced production, to keep proposal costs low. A property developer we know uses this approach to decide months in advance when to delay groundbreakings, and when to accelerate permitting. The key is to make these decisions before panic sets in. To wrap up, let us recap the key takeaways. First, diversify your project types and client sectors to avoid over-reliance on any single market. Second, build an adaptive workforce model using offshore outsourcing partners such as ADDMORE Services to scale up and down without fixed overhead strain. Third, create a contingency plan with clear triggers for different market scenarios, so you act with strategy, not fear. These steps will not eliminate volatility, but they will transform your AEC business into one that bends without breaking. Thank you for listening to this episode of The Cornerstone. If you found this discussion valuable, stay tuned for our next episode, where we examine how integrated collaboration between disciplines improves outcomes. And remember, you do not have to build resilience alone. Contact ADDMORE Services today to learn how our professional offshore outsourcing for the AEC industry can help you create a flexible, cost-effective workforce ready for any market condition. Visit our website or send us a message. Let us build your firm's resilience together.